Thank you. Appreciate it. Excited to be here. Us, VCU, we've already made one trip this year to Greenville, but got rained out twice. And then, the other game we're going to try to play, obviously got canceled too, but our guys are excited about, being here, playing in this great facility and in front of a great crowd, and looking forward to the weekend.
What kind of challenges does a team lightweight who has that threat on the mound and at the plate?
Yeah, obviously they're an ultra-talented team from a prospect standpoint. Obviously, very, very good staff playing in the College World Series last year. Depending on what publication you look at, they got 3 guys that are going to go in the first round, and they got a lot more good players after that too. So it's a huge challenge for us. But we've played some really good teams this year as well. We challenged ourselves in the non-conference schedule, played several ACC teams. So we've seen good teams. We've played in good environments. So we feel like we're prepared.
What's the mentality of your ball club going into this regional? Has it changed from the regular season, or has it stayed the same?
Yeah, I think it's the same. I think I think all coaches talk about this. The season is so long, right? And we played the beginning of the year. We played really well. And in the middle of the season, we were kind of up and down a little bit. And then the past 2 or 3 weeks, we've played really well again and played great in the conference tournament last weekend in all phases, pitching, defense, hitting. So we've got some confidence right now. Obviously we know too that we're stepping up in level of competition. So our guys will have to bring it for sure.
Who's some key players on your staff or your roster?
Yeah. I think it starts with Brandon Eike, who's Conference Player of the Year, MVP of the conference tournament, our 3-hole hitter, third baseman. He's our best hitter. He's our best player. And then on the pitching side, Christian Gordon's going to start for us tomorrow night. He's had a really good year. We've got a couple relievers. One of them we stretch out like a starter, Brian Curley, who's got a really good arm and has had a great year. And then Owen Tappy at the back end has had a lot of success as well. But we're an older group, and we've got some guys who've been around, been to several different schools. But that's college athletics now too. And our guys who are still here in the program, they embrace the new guys. We flipped the entire roster. We brought in 25 new guys this year. But the culture, the way they meshed in the locker room is unbelievable.
How big is it to have an older, experienced group like this, and also one that's been playing well down the stretch heading into the postseason? Yeah,
it's huge. An older guy can handle failure a lot better than an 18-year-old. So, for example, if Brandon Eike strikes out his first at bat, his next 3 at bats are going to be probably pretty good. Whereas a young guy, the atmosphere, the NCAA tournament anxiety might get to him. But having older guys, they've been through it, right? They've had a lot of ups and downs in their careers, and they can handle the pressure, and they can handle failure, which that's what our game is.
You talked to Tom Walter about the LeClair coaching tree a little bit, and I know that means a lot to all the coaches.
Yep.
You were at Clemson as well. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I'm kind of intertwined in the whole thing. Yeah. Playing at Clemson, and I coached at Western Carolina as well, where Coach LeClair was a great player and a great coach there as well before he came here to ECU, and got to know Coach LeClair a little bit through my coach, Coach Leggett, and what an unbelievable man. His family lived in Pickens when I worked at Clemson. It's 12 miles away, but what an unbelievable man. And I've known Cliff for a long time and some other guys that played here, and just how much he meant to them. As coaches, that's what we aspire to do, right? We hope we can change somebody's lives or make an impact on like that. And you talk to all the guys that played here for Coach and the impact that he made on them, not only as players but as people, that just says what type of man he was.
And I had a former Western Carolina player, Corey Martin, said to ask you about Coach Rowley and what you learned from him.
Yeah. Todd, who coached here and was really good friends with Coach LeClair, actually talked to Todd this morning. But we coached together for 2 years at Western Carolina. He was the guy who gave me my first full-time job. So very, very appreciative of him. 2 years there. We were at Tennessee with each other for 3 years. His son Cal's, who's in the big leagues with the Mariners for 3 months. He and I shared a room when he was 11 years old. But Todd means a lot too. He took a chance on a guy who was 24 years old and didn't have any recruiting experience at all. Took a chance on me, and 2 great years in Colorwood.
Coach, thank you so
All
much.
right, thanks guys,
Good
appreciate
luck.
it. Yep.
Welcome to Greenville.
Thank you.
Just your initial thoughts of being in this regional with these different teams, and what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, definitely excited. Been fortunate to play here before when I was at UNC, so kind of seeing what it's all about, and it's a great environment to play in. Good fans, so we're looking forward to it. So.
Talk to Coach about how your roster is older. It's got a lot of experience, and how big that is heading into the NCAA.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, nowadays, not many teams are full of freshmen or playing freshmen at least. So it's good to have a core group of guys that have been to regionals, played in regionals, and know what it takes to win at this level. So it's big for us.
You guys face Wake tomorrow. What stands out the most to you about the Eike?
Yeah, I mean, great ball club. They've had success all year. But, I mean, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a good challenge for us, but it's nothing we haven't seen all year. We've been preparing for this moment all year, so we're ready to go.
Who's some key players on this roster that can kind of help you be successful? I asked your coach.
Yeah.
He mentioned your name and some others, but who do you think personally?
I mean, our whole staff, Brian Curley's a guy we can go to at any time. He's going to give us quality innings. Up and down the lineup, we have just veteran guys that can come through at any time. Just as a whole, we're really meshing right now, so I don't think it's anyone particular. It's more of a group.
I asked Coach, and I'll ask you, the mentality of going into a regional, is it different from the regular season, or has it stayed the same?
Yeah, I think it's the same. You know, our job is coming here and win ball games, so that's what we've been trying to do all year. So it's just another game.
A lot of times with this tournament, it's how you're playing when the tournament hits, as opposed to what you've done the regular season. You guys are playing pretty well right now.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, getting hot at the right time. I mean, it doesn't matter what you did the first half of the year, even the second half. It's what kind of ball you're playing when you get to this regional or super or wherever. So I think we're in a good spot.
You started now about halfway through, so you guys are feeling pretty good about things right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're a confident group right now. We've been playing good ball, so we're ready. Yep, thank y'all.